A very different kind of course than the previous two faces our competitors at the Momotorway for qualifying for round number 3 of the Marbula One Championship. Hello everybody, I'm Greg Woods. After a quick 180-degree turn plus 5 more turns after that, the Marble competitors will enter their fastest sector of the entire year, 2 splits and a speed boost, to head into the far hairpin to blast them out onto the pit straight and then the front stretch around the final turn and across the line. There you saw the competitors who will be competing in this 12-meter course, a little bit quicker lap time than what we have seen in the last couple of races. The starting order, a reverse grid compared to the championship order. So things get started here with Rojo Uno, ready to set the first time of the entire qualifying, getting a little high off of that bank right before the speed boost, hitting off that chevron down the pit straight onto the front stretch, and around to set our first time of a 22.16. Now Momo, for the eponymous Team Momo, is quicker through the first split by 0.2 of a second. Handles those curbs a little bit better before the speed boost into the far hairpin. Up top, Wispy has begun the lap for the Midnight Wisps, and what has Momo done after losing a bunch of time? 0.6 down. They couldn't do it, but Wispy, 0.04 quicker through the first split, opts to head to the right of the speed boost that time. What will that do in terms of the differential? Lost a bunch, 0.6 down. The second sector has really been the undoing for a lot of these marbles. Not so for Clutter from Balls of Chaos, though, ahead at the first split. Around the far hairpin this time, trying to keep it off the wall and carry that speed around, still green, and goes provisional P1 by over a second and a tenth. 21.05, the new time to beat, as Balls of Chaos sit atop the standings for now. Vespa from the Hornets, the team that will host the next Grand Prix. What can she do? You hear the buzz in the background. A couple extra nudges along there and a bunch of time lost. Not going to be good enough. Provisionally 5th. Yellow for Mellow Yellow. Heads down into the speed section, opts for the inside line on that one, and takes a sharp hit off the wall. I wonder if that scrubbed off a little speed despite taking the speed boost. What's the next split going to be? Nearly a second down. Not where Mellow Yellow hoped to be. They salvage a little bit, though, and come across in 3rd. Now Clemenza for the O'Rangers. Nudge off that chevron, goes across the speed boost and heads to the left. Out of the hairpin, takes a decent line down the pit straight. Across the line, 4th. Shock from the Thunderbolts. Goes far side. That probably keeps a little bit more speed up, I would have to think. Let's see what that does for the split past the far hairpin. Only 1/10 down. Can Shock carry the speed around the final turn? No, not quite. A little over 0.3 off. And after our first group, Clutter from Balls of Chaos with a 21.05 sits on provisional pole. Our next group will begin with Razzie from the Raspberry Racers. That quick 180 begins a very steep drop, and you have to make your decisions quickly here as it impacts the next several turns. And once you're out onto the fast part of the track, you have to live with those decisions, good or bad. And thus far, I would say it's not gone well. Razzie, cross the line, 1.7 back, middle of the pack thus far. Sublime from the Limers. Good showings early on. And a good showing in qualifying early on, too. 1/10 up on the provisional pole. Trying to keep the speed up. Around the penultimate turn, the gap has been growing and lost out at the end. 0.07 off of P1. Still a great starting position, if that will hold. Prim from Team Primary also goes on the outside line. Trying to get past Clutter. Definite rivals, these two teams. Team Primary, 1/10 up, 1 turn to go, and does it! By 0.04 of a second, Prim takes P1. We're in the second group. Ooh, Snowball's getting hung up on the curbs there. Snowy needing to make up some time. Can't utilize the speed boost. What's it going to do on the far end? Well off the pace. Snowy not going to challenge for the top spot here. And comes across in 11th place. Only better than Vespa from the Hornets. 4 marbles yet to go. Can anybody knock off our new pole sitter? First one to try will be Starry from Team Galactic. A sharp hit on that wall. You could hear it all the way from the commentary box. Outside line for the first split, inside line for the second. What does that do through the time check? A little bit slower. Down the pit straight. Final turn, only good enough for 4th. Meanwhile, up top, the Savage Speeders with Speedy has been released. Speedy taking a little bit of inventive line through that top spot. Now goes to the inside. Maybe not the ideal way to do it, but let's see how it looks. The time check, 27 hundredths off. Needs to gain a little bit down these final straights. Only good enough for 6th. Our penultimate runner will be Mallard from the Green Ducks. And watching this quickly, Billy did one heck of a job. And Mallard has a lot to live up to, but has lost a ton of time through the first sector. Already 2/10 off. Out onto the pit straight. That's now grown to a half a second. Can he ride the rails all the way around? Not quite. 7th. So the only one that can knock off the pole sitter will be Hazy from the Hazers. Needing to meander through these turns with some rapidity early on, and is just a hair off of the top time. 300ths back. Around the left-hander, through the hairpin. Time check, lost a little bit more, and lost another 10th, in fact. 1 turn to go, what can Hazy do? Good enough for 3rd. A second row starting position for the Hazers. Not a terrible effort, but a heck of a job from Team Primary. Prim pips Clutter by 0.04 of a second to capture pole for tomorrow's Grand Prix. Here at the Momotorway, an interesting race we at least see in the setup. How will it look tomorrow? Stay tuned for more.